You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate,
Hey.
activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's
they
go.
say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better
activate.
do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You
Hold
cannot.
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's
they
go.
say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
hey.
You
Hold
cannot.
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's
they
go.
say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
hey.
You
Hold
cannot.
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You
Hold
cannot.
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Look at y'all. Y'all ran up in here. Y'all must be bored. Y'all must be bored. It must be real boring out here in the street. So, hello everyone. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Yes, as Tip West said in the chat. Yes, yes. My girl, I love you guys. Over 400 people in the building, and I just started talking. Wow, I'm popular. Like, I mean, I get it, you know, whatever, but it's we're popular. So the title says proof Kim Porter was on the run from Diddy. Okay, we're gonna get into that. All right. We're gonna get back into Cassie. We're not leaving our promise. It's just I feel that it's a lot of like over content going on about her. So it's like everywhere you click, everybody's like kind of like talking about the same thing. So we're gonna go back and forth, you know. So it's like the next live we'll get more into Cassie, and whatnot, because I don't want to, like annoy you guys. It's just like, oh my god, I was just at a channel and I just heard all of this, So we're trying to keep it fresh. Is that's that word. So please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Also, Kim Porter life ended unalived for a tell-all book. We're going to get into that. And Kim speaks from the grave. Now, I want to get into that before we get into anything else. Kim speaking from the grave. Now, y'all told me that this cause of an Caucasian woman, she is a medium lord. Allegedly, she is a charmed one. And she said that Kim was standing in the room with her, telling her that as of 2023 November, all of that, that whatever. So shout out to her. Shout out to her. Keep your witchcraft, okay? Keep your witchcraft. But shout out to her. I feel like that is great. I guess it's great, right? She's magical. So shout out to her. I have no issue with that. Shout out to her. So she spoke from the grave. Moving right along. Now, I believe in having receipts for anything that I'm going to say. Unfortunately, if there's spirits in here, if Kim is here, she ain't speaking to me. I wish she would, because girl, make this a little bit easier. Girl, what happened to you, girl? Nothing. But if she just so happened to come in here and speak to me, I'ma tell y'all exactly what she said, because that lady, that medium, now look, I have powers too, I guess. So I want to talk to Kim. So if she can talk to her, I can talk to her. So if she's coming in here, Kim, you're welcome. Okay, Kim, you are welcome in here, girl. Now don't come in here move and stuff. I don't need no sound. I don't need nothing. Lay in the bed or something. Sit in the chair. Don't come in here move and stuff and all of that. We do not invoke thee. So that is what that word. Shout out to Kim. All right. Now let's get into tangible, because that's what I have. Okay, I have tangible. Now I'm going to do a little walkthrough, of what happened to Kim, what allegedly happened to her. And then I'm going to get into my receipts, because me, I like to do my own research, and I have tea. I have tea. Okay. I have proof. Okay. That Kim was running from him. Okay. You want to know who said it? We have literal proof that she was on a run from him. Mm-hmm. And not just I'll Be Sure, because we're going to get into I'll Be Sure as well. Okay. We have proof he was running from him. Now, let's get into it, all right? Now, let me pull this on up without holding y'all any further. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. We're about to do a deep dive into this, but I've set it up to where it's easier for you guys to, follow. Okay, I'm not going to give you too much information. I'm going to give, I'm going to try to stay on topic, on these topics. So then we could, move into other things. So let's start with when Kim Porter passed away. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. Now, Kim Porter, 47, passes away from pneumonia, Los Angeles coroner says, okay? The former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs had complained of a sore throat and high temperature on the days before dying, okay? Kim Porter, a former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs and mother of 3 children with him, died in her sleep from lung infection. Los Angeles authorities said Friday. The 47-year-old actress and model was found unresponsive in her bed on November 15th, okay? So her anniversary of her passing just happened. Okay, so just 2 days ago. And the investigators have determined that her passing was not foul play. Okay, now the investigators, the coroner them down there in California, they said that there was no foul play. All right. She, lungs. Okay. Remember that. It was later determined Porter died from lobar pneumonia, according to the statement by Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner. Their quote: the manner of the passing was certified as natural. Okay, so she passed from natural causes, just being sick from pneumonia, lobar. Porter had complained of a sore throat on November 7th and developed a fever into a fever, of 102 degrees by November 12th. Porter had complained of a sore throat on November 7th, and it developed into a fever of 102 by November 12th. That's not fishy. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. That's not fishy. So she had a sore throat from the 7th until the 12th. And then on the 12th, she had a fever of 102. So did she have a fever from the 7th to the 12th? Because you think she'd go in, and I'm sure she did. So y'all really holding on to, because it's giving around the time she passed, she wasn't sick at all. Okay? Because why are we going all the way from the 7th when she passed away on the 15th? Okay? That's really confusing. And it's weird. Right off the bat, I'm just like, okay, well, that's weird. According to the coroner, she tested negative for influenza and strep and was treated with antibiotics, vitamins, and the painkiller Toradol in that final week, authorities said. Okay. So she tested negative for the flu. She tested negative for strep. How are we saying? I'm confused. Again. Because how are you saying she passed away from pneumonia if she tested negative for influenza? So she had no flu. She had no flu. Moderators, if anybody keeps coming here talking about that sick bitch over there on YouTube that sits around and watches YouTube videos all day long and recites and regurgitates said information, and then certain things happen. So if I'm saying these things, and I've been saying these things for years, I've been on YouTube for 5 years, okay? Before that psycho ever came on YouTube and said anything about anyone. Okay. And I've been saying these things about Diddy, right? Y'all are weird. Like, y'all are weird. Then I met him too, then, right? I know him too, then, right? Since I was correct. And a lot of y'all are correct too. You may not believe in coincidences, but I do. So, like, here, flip. Like, girl, please. Like, that y'all sound and look dumb, like brr, duh. The medium predicted this. It doesn't mean that everything that she's predicted before that may not have come true or make it. The medium is more credible than the individual y'all keep putting in the chat. Okay? Y'all are weird. Moderators, block them. Period. Don't come over here telling me what anybody that needs to take meds was correct. Y'all are weird. I've been saying this for 5 years, again, before this psycho ever even came onto YouTube. Before the psycho ever said anything about Diddy. I was already saying these things. It's because I did my research just like that psycho. Psycho never met Pac, but just because the psycho did research, like, don't mean the psycho get to go make it seem like the psycho knew Pac. He didn't. So, and it's no different with this situation too. So y'all weird. That hoe that won't take her meds said this. Like, y'all sound stupid. Like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you hear yourself? I'm just saying, like, when you say that, realize that this is a sick individual that needs to take medication, that has lied on multiple people. Like Tevin Campbell, did he not come forward and say, if you keep saying that, I'm going to sue you because you are lying on me? Do not lie on me. So don't erase all of that stuff, because a situation that's coming up that people have been talking about for years, people have been buzzing about in Hollywood for years, to where all of this information was already public. When you say somebody was right about something, it's information we didn't know. Information we didn't know. I've been to survivors on Cassie, you know, all the situation with her and Diddy, you know, and all of that. Now, did I know the detail? No, but I didn't know that something happened. Like, it still don't make me have known Cassie or none of that. I still don't know her. I still don't know Diddy. But I've been correct about a lot of things that I've said. So it's almost 1,000 people in here off the strength of my name, off of me having credibility, not me not taking my medication. Y'all weird. Like, anybody can research this and go live. It's weird. I just want you to think about that before you say something, okay? If a person has been correct about something, don't forget all the stuff they've been incorrect about. And guessing, because Gene Deal went around saying that Diddy was buying certain things at a toy store, you know, and stuff like that. Then that psycho taking that information and saying, oh, well, yeah, Cassie was over there with toys. Just over there, psycho. Like, so keep that over there. Don't bring any of that over here, okay? If a person is telling a story, if they're supposed to be taking medication and they're taking their medication and telling the story, come talk to me. But an unmedicated person running around weird, like, girl, keep that over there. Here, moving right back along into what matters. So her fever of 102 degrees by November 12th, according to the coroner, she tested negative for influenza and strep and was treated with antibiotics, vitamins, and the painkiller Toradol in the final week, authorities said. By November 14th, Porter reported that her temperature was back down to a normal 96 degrees. She even had a deep tissue massage and watched movies with her family the night before going to bed at 11:30 p.m., the coroner said. Now, November 14th, her temperature was back to normal. How does her temperature go back to normal? She's taking antibiotics and vitamins, even got a deep tissue massage, relaxed, watched a movie, and passed away. No, ma'am. That don't add up. Please hit the like, because I'm confused by that. I'm like, well, how if she tested negative, no strep, no flu, her temperature was normal on the 14th, she passed through either the night of the 14th or the morning of the 15th. From what it gives, I'm sure it's an educated guess that they're saying that she passed around midnight or whatever. But even if so, it's still weird. With it, none of it makes sense. It doesn't make any sense. And what also doesn't make sense is for the coroner to say that this was of natural causes. Like, why would you say that when you're stating she passed away from pneumonia, something she was testing negative for before she passed? How is that not weird? How was that not enough to make you look into it? Oh, natural causes. Pneumonia. No, that's not true. That's not true. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. And yes, I was going to talk about that in the next video. From what I saw, I heard that coroner passed away too. So, but there's a lot of stuff that has been left out about Kim Porter's passing and things that happened after her passing too. So we're going to get into those things too. So again, I don't understand that. She had a deep tissue massage, all that stuff. Porter's goddaughter found her in bed at 8:30 a.m. the next day, but assumed she was asleep. It wasn't until 11:30 a.m. when housemates realized she wasn't moving and called 911. The coroner said there was no known history of drug abuse or alcoholism and no signs of trauma, the coroner reported. even more reason why this is weird. Even more reason why it's weird. Okay, she don't have a history of any of these things. So all of these things are ruled out. It's something because testing negative for, she would have tested positive for influenza if she had some sort of form of pneumonia. So I don't get that. I don't get that. I'm this is always giving me a brain fart because I'm just like, what? The coroner reported Porter traveled to Africa in 2018, but had been back home for a month before falling ill. She did not have any health complaints at the time she returned from her trip, according to the report. Porter and the Grammy-winning rapper and producer Combs have 3 children, a 20-year-old. Okay, so this is what that was. She didn't have any trauma. There was no signs of any type of substance abuse or alcoholism. Or anything like that, and her temperature was back to 96 before the night of her passing. I'm like, what? None of that makes sense, but let's keep reading. There's more. What is lobar pneumonia? Aubrey Sure's claim about Kim Porter's passing resurfaced amid Diddy lawsuit. Okay, so this is just redone on the 17th. R&B singer Aubrey Sure's claims of model and ex-wife, well, Kim Porter dying from foul play rather than pneumonia have resurfaced online in light of the latter's baby father, Diddy, facing allegations. Okay, now we know about Diddy being accused and what being accused of with Cassie in the lawsuit. As many went on to attack the singer for his alleged actions, they also found he was seemingly held responsible for playing a role in Kim Porter's passing. Ventura alleged that Combs regularly forced her to consume alcohol and Uggs, demanded her to get intimate with male prostitutes while he filmed the same, and also blew up Kid Cudi's car when he learned that the fellow artist was interested in Ventura. She also alleged that the I'll Be Missing You coroner would frequently and savagely eat her multiple times, often in front of business associates and staff. As the claims continued to take the internet by shock, the celebrity gossip page Neighborhood Talk took to their Instagram account to recount Aubrey Sure's opinions on Diddy's baby mother's passing. The R&B coroner had seemingly hinted in the past that Diddy played a role in Porter's passing. Okay, so this is what Aubrey Sure posted. But when Aubrey Sure was saying something happened to Kim Porter and nobody wanted to listen, and then he got sick suddenly. Y'all should have listened. They were killed before she passed. So, let's get into this. There's a video that I wanted to get into. Is it on here? Is it on here? I just want to. Is it on here? Okay, well, anyways, let's keep going. According to the Interim Healthcare, lobar pneumonia is a specific type of pneumonia that affects certain lobes of one or both of the lungs. A bacterial infection often causes this. People of any age are prone to the same. It can be fatal for those who have weak immune systems. Now, Kim Porter did not have a weak immune system. How we know that is because when she went in and tested for influenza or strep, she had neither. Okay, so her immune system clearly is not weak. And they didn't report anything about her lungs being filled with any fluid or anything like that. When she passed away, she had a normal temperature. She was already taking antibiotics and vitamins. So she was fine. She was completely fine. That doesn't make sense for them to be saying that it was lobar pneumonia when she didn't have any signs of it. I see when she passed, if she still had a high temperature, or whatnot, or when they checked, or when she checked her temperature last, it was high, something like that. Who knows? I mean, but that ain't the situation. She went to sleep fine. She didn't go to sleep complaining. She didn't go to sleep saying that she felt ill. She wasn't sweating. She didn't have any breathing issues, or any of that. None of that was reported. None of it. She just, what is that? She just went to, sleep, type of situation. So this lobar pneumonia is not holding up. It absolutely is not holding up. And not only that, let's get into this. Okay, let's get into I'll Be Sure's video. Now, this is I'll Be Sure when Kim Porter passed away. Let's listen to what I'll Be Sure had to say. I'll Be Sure says there's evidence that his ex Kim Porter's passing was murder and not due to pneumonia. All right. Now let's listen to I'll Be Sure. This is before I'll Be Sure got sick. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. So after I'll Be Sure came forward with his claims that Kim Porter did not pass away due to natural causes, then not too long after, I feel like it was just like a couple weeks and whatnot, I'll Be Sure it just fell sick and was in a coma for 2 months. I'll Be Sure is Kim Porter's kid's father, her first son Quincy. The singer I'll Be Sure is who he is. And I'll Be Sure said that this, and I'm not even going to speak for him. I'm going to let him talk for himself. And I'll Be Sure says this, and then not too long after that, all of a sudden, he's at work, he was working, and he just collapsed. And we didn't hear from I'll Be Sure for months. And how that was set up, it was not set up for I'll Be Sure to live. He survived. You know, it's different when you survive something. Like the first hit on Pac at the studios in New York, he was not supposed to survive. But he did. You know, that hit, he wasn't supposed to live, but he did. No different than the second hit in Vegas. If he would have survived, he would have survived. He wasn't supposed to, though. It wasn't done for him to live, you know. So here's what I'll Be Sure had to say before he was hospitalized. And again, he was fine before this. As you see, he is just fine.
Cet amour est si fort. That I won't let go.
This is the wrong video, but anyways, I'm gonna read his post. So his post says, the morning of the Soul Train Awards, BET pre-production at Jesse, then he, you know, hashtag Albies around the world. I just found this footage from the morning I learned of Lady KP, aka Kim Porter's murder. Okay, so he said that she was murdered. Right, this is right here in bold. Right here. Let me highlight it just in case you don't see it right here. My fault. It's a video. My fault. It says murder right here. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Okay. He didn't say she passed. He said she was murdered. Okay. Right away. He never said anything about the lobar pneumonia because he never bought it. He knew it wasn't that. He knew it wasn't. And what people have to realize is the sordid history with Diddy, Kim Porter, and I'll Be Sure. Okay? They had a really bad history. Diddy took Albie's son from him, Quincy, raised and turned Quincy against Albie. For real. He took him from Albie. He did. He took him or took her from him, just like Cassie. He took Cassie she didn't really have an option. You know, it wasn't really, you know. And it was the same thing with Kim. He took Kim from Al B. Okay. They were in love with each other. They were. Kim was in love with Al B. Sure. And Al B. Sure was in love with Kim. They absolutely were. And they were raising that child together. When that stopped is when Diddy came into the picture. So with Al B. Sure feeling like this, as soon as something happened, as soon, like, he already knew. Because he think about the history, you know, like the long history we've had. And she's confided in Al B. Because Kim told Al B. Sure that she was on the run from Diddy. That she was hiding from him. And this is before she passed, because remember, they rekindled before she passed away. She was not allowed to have a relationship with Al B. Diddy made sure of that. He made sure of that. All right? So this is what Al B. Sure's mind going through. Everything they went through in the 90s and, you know, and all of that. You know, him keeping him away from his son and keeping him away from, like, literally taking Kim. You know, it wasn't Kim really wanting to be with Diddy, because one thing that I find, if you look into all of the people that have discussed Diddy and dated Diddy, Jennifer Lopez said back in the day that she was not attracted to Diddy when she first met Diddy. Then jumped to Jennifer Lopez's song, My Love Don't Cost a Thing. Think about what she's saying in that song. She is talking to Diddy in that song. That whole My Love Don't Cost a Thing, that whole song is about Diddy. Whole thing. My love don't cost a thing, meaning just because you have me, you cannot force me to love you. You cannot force me to be in love with you. I feel like Jennifer escaped when that situation happened with Shine and all of that stuff in the club. She used that as her reason of, no, you're dangerous. You know, and what, and she did not want to be with him. She did not. If you even go to Tasha K's interview with the, what is her name, Gina or something like that, she said she wasn't attracted to Diddy either. She said she wasn't attracted to him. Cassie said she wasn't attracted to him. Kim Porter, same thing. She was not attracted to him, like, right off the back. He sought her. He sought after her, not the other way around. Well, all of these women. He goes for the unattainable, the ones that, if anyone that don't want him, that to him, it's a thrill at that point. It's a thrill. He feels like what he sees is what he gets. So that's one thing I found common. And a lot of them were in relationships. A lot of these women were already dating someone, happily dating too. Happily. And he will force them out of these relationships. That's why I say I 100% believe Cassie. I 100% believe her. I have no reason to not believe her because it's his pattern. It makes complete sense when she said, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. He did the same thing to Kim Porter. It was the same thing. So when that situation in that bar happened with, because Jennifer Lopez, My Love Don't Cost a Thing, she didn't make that while she was dating Diddy. She made that after him. After they broke up, she made that song, My Love Don't Cost a Thing. That was about him. Like, you're not gonna buy me. Like, you cannot purchase me. You know, like, I am not an item. Like, I am a person. So in this same thing with Cassie, I felt that she felt the same way. Like, I am not an item, I'm a person. But then when you are coming, you know, from the type of upbringing that Cassie had, you know, and whatnot, and you know, you want to do this for the fam bam, and you know, you want to do your big one, and this person is holding the keys to everything, you know, that you're doing, and they're kind of forcing you, you know, into situations, and it's like, what do you do? I don't know what I would have did 19 going through. I have no idea because I've never been through it. So, but yeah, 100% believe her. So I'll be sure stated that she was not, you know, natural causes, that she was murdered, and how it ripped the soul from my physical body. I was on my way to film the pre-show packages for the BET Awards and with Tisha Campbell and Tisha Arnold when I received a call from PR icon Queenie Donaldson asking me if I was okay and did I hear the news. I had no clue. I do know very clearly that Kimberly did not check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. Okay, so he's saying, I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bullish. Really? This is where I get in trouble. This man was in a coma weeks later after he said this. I'll be sure. He literally says, this is where I get in trouble. So if you're going to come tell me that somebody was right, come tell me I'll be sure was right. Come tell me that Kimora Lee Simmons was right. None of them take meds. Yeah, come tell me that like credible people are correct. You can't come tell me no liars telling the truth. Y'all weird. Here, flip. So come tell me I'll be sure. And you know, people that was actually in Kim's life was correct. No different than the situation with Cassie. Come tell me that people that's actually in Cassie's life, like Azalea Banks and people like that, her Cassie's ex, or I don't know, maybe he still works for her, but assistant, you know, and whatnot, that came forward and said that she's telling the truth. I was there, I saw it, like she's not lying. And when I come tell me about those people, I want to hear about credible people, not liars. Like I'm good. We'll pass on all that. And so yep, every time I see it, boom. Maybe she in timeout because that's where you at. So my girl, maybe you guys say hi. So let's get into the rest of this before we move on to the next part. So he says he knows, he said this is where I get in trouble, and sure enough, he was in a coma. We just celebrated our son's Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in fantastic health as well, laughing, seeing me and Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. Okay, now she said he said seeing me and at Diddy, so he added Diddy on purpose. Okay, and this is to say that they don't get along because they didn't get along because Diddy didn't want I'll be sure near Kim Porter. He didn't want her near. Like they, you know, he kept them separate. He did that. Just like with Cassie and Kid Cudi, what did Diddy do? What did Diddy do? Yeah. So what do you think I'll be sure went through? What do you think he went through? You think it was just, oh, him and Kim broke up and then no. They were in love with each other. Kim loved Quincy. And Albie, you know, and Albie loved her. They were literally like, you can see the love. You can see they really cared about one another. And Diddy ripped that apart. He took the love of his life away from, and not willingly. It's the difference when you go willingly. But this isn't a willingly type of thing. It's not. It's not a willingly. It's him forcing her to be there. So that's gonna hurt Albie even more because he feels like the woman I love, I can't even protect her. Like, so it makes him feel even more vulnerable to kind of letting, you know, Diddy do what he does because he's powerless within the situation. So him stating that them speaking to one another, Kim was pleased by that because again, Diddy did not allow, you know. He said, our mutual exchange at the theater, he says, I'm going to leave it here. Now, why would he start talking about Diddy and say, I'm gonna leave it here? And before he starts talking about Diddy, he says, here's where I get in trouble. And then all of a sudden, this man is in a coma. But we're just supposed to accept that. We're just supposed to just sit back like, oh yeah, you know, Albie's had health problems for a while. Albie was fine. Just like Kim was fine, he was fine. He was in great health with this post, literally. So let's get into this. There's more. There's more. I'll Be Sure makes big reveal after waking up from coma. The R&B singer and radio host last week gave his first interview about his road to recovery. In his first interview since waking up from a 2-month coma, I'll Be Sure opens up about his harrowing health journey. The R&B singer and radio host revealed in an interview on Tuesday with Fox 5 New York that he received a liver transplant, which is crazy. He discussed his journey to a healthier lifestyle after he was diagnosed with multiple illnesses, including obesity and kidney failure. Al B, 54, who weighed in at 309 pounds at one point, recalls that he was beginning to feel better after having a bariatric surgery? Sorry. But he collapsed while working on new music in the studio and was rushed to the hospital. He slipped into a coma for 2 months. This is July 2022, and then it was October. Al told Fox, I was intubated. Intubated? I was on a ventilator and had a tracheotomy. There were so many things going on to the point where they were considering sending me to hospice. Okay. So this is him when he was in the hospital. I see all that weight that he lost. Look, he lost a lot of weight while he was in the hospital. But that's the thing. It wasn't like he was like huge to start. You know, he really wasn't. He wasn't like huge to begin with. But anyways, so right after that situation happened with him and Diddy, then all of a sudden he needed a new kidney and all of crazy. And he's speaking a new tune. Not that he's taking back anything that he said about Kim, because he has not. He just doesn't speak of Diddy at all. He just doesn't talk about him anymore. That's what that word. He just don't talk about him anymore. Albie is now recovering from the near-death experience. His quote, what people don't truly understand, unless you've been through this type of medical journey, is taking for granted breathing, tying your shoes, speaking, he told the television outlet. As he continues to recover, the father of 3 is getting back to a productive lifestyle. He's currently in the process of writing a book, drafted title From Mountain Vernon to Moon and Back, developing a new podcast, back in the studio, working on music. Okay. So I'll be sure he was in a coma for 2 months after speaking about certain things. He said, this is where I get in trouble. So let's move into Diddy and my proof, because I know y'all gonna want that. Get into that. Diddy's late ex, Kim Porter, was murdered while on the run, suggests her baby daddy, I'll Be Sure, who never accepted the ruling. Okay, now this also happened before I'll Be Sure went into his coma. The father of Kim Porter's oldest child is suggesting she died under causes far more nefarious than pneumonia. Back in November 2018, a then 47-year-old Porter passed away suddenly in her home. According to her autopsy, the cause was lobar pneumonia, and the matter was certified as natural. The coroner also determined that she had no known medical history other than flu-like symptoms. Much like the mysterious deaths of Brittany Murphy and her husband, Simon Monjack, which were also still ruled by pneumonia, skepticism and uncertainty surrounded Kim's passing. After all, she was young and seemingly healthy, just as Brittany and Simon were believed to be. Porter dated and had one son with record producer I'll Be Sure, whose real name is Albert Joseph Brown, before her long-term and best-known relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, with whom she had 3 children. While Sure has never really accepted the cause of ex's passing had to do with the lung infection, he is now suggesting Porter was running from something prior to her passing, and that he encouraged her to call the FBI for help. Okay, I'm going to read that again. While Sure has really never accepted the cause of the ex's passing with a lung infection, he's now suggesting Porter was running from something prior to her passing, and that he encouraged her to call the FBI. Taken to social media, I uploaded a photo of the former couple and captioned the shot, "She sent me this saying, life imitating art, art imitating life. Now it all makes sense. Okay. He added the hashtag star and tagged Fox writing. She told me other stuff too. She was running. And then he put the track star emoji. I said, call the FBI. This is his quote. She told me other stuff too. She was running. Okay. I said, call the FBI. Okay. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. But we have confirmation that she was running. Hold on. No, I keep a receipt. No, I keep a receipt. Hold on one second. It's right here. I think this is it. Diddy says late Kim Porter inspired new music, wanted to turn it into something positive. Okay. Now I don't want to read none of this. I want to read this right here. Okay. The Last Night artist also told the outlet the story behind one song on the record that's named after the late model and features Babyface and John Legend. Okay. Off the album track, Kim Porter, he recalled, now listen to Diddy. This is Diddy's quote in the music. Let's pop them. I was thinking about before there was the internet and how long I would wait after she would break up with me. Talking about Kim Porter. She would just go completely off the grid. There was no way to track your girlfriend or nothing. I was sitting by the phone and calling her mother. Her mother's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Sean. I don't know where she's at, but she was probably right there. So she was running from you. You were calling her mother. This is how abusive relationships are. They always try to contact the parent. And when I think back to Ike and Tina, and all of that in that movie, and whatnot, and how she contacted her mom, and whatnot. And when Miss Catherine Jackson, when she left her husband, she went straight to her mama, and all of that. He's stating, then there was no way of tracking your girlfriend. Why do you need to track her? Well, you call her mom and her mom wouldn't even tell you where she was? Diddy, you're admitting it. You literally named the album Off the Grid. This movie, it's about Kim Porter. I've been telling y'all for weeks. Go watch my video. Before Cassie said a word. I've been telling y'all for weeks. This whole album is about Kim Porter. That's why you want to find a Kim Porter lookalike. All of that. So he's admitting that she was running from him. Because that's what literally. Listen to his lyrics, okay? Again, this is him stating this, okay? He said he recalled, and the track is called Kim Porter. I was thinking about before there was an internet and how long I would wait after she would break up with me. Okay, so she would break up with him. Not him breaking up with her. She would break up with him. She would just go completely off the grid. There was no way to track your girlfriend or nothing. I was sitting by the phone and calling her mother. Her mother's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Sean. I don't know where she's at. But she was probably sitting right there. So she was running from you. She would run from you. She would go off the grid. That's what women that are running from do. They go off the grid. They go hard. Y'all have seen the movie enough. Based on basically a true story. Those type of survivors, they go off the grid, change their identity, move to another, all of that. You're not going off the grid just because you broke up with someone. She broke up with you. Why would she go off grid? She was running from you. It got to the point where you had to call her mom, all of that. You said that there was no way of tracking her. So in the 90s, it was easier for her to escape you, is what you're letting us know. In the 90s, it was way easier, because there was no way of tracking your girl. There was no way of tracking her. What do you mean tracking? Tracking her for what? He telling on himself. Yeah. I don't need some unmedicated chick to tell me that. No, it's all right here. Gotta do is do your research. Right here. So when Albie Shore says that she was running from something, she absolutely was. Him is who she was running from. Yeah. And like she wanted to hide something. Thank y'all for the cash apps. I'm going to shout y'all out. Thank y'all so much. Like she was hiding something, and she was. I have tea on that too. But let's keep reading. So the Grammy winner continued. So I got on with Babyface and John Legend and told them this story. And Babyface wrote 6 days, 7 nights waiting for your sound. And that's the way I love. Although the hip hop star says he does believe he'll find love again, he shared, I gotta be happy for the love that I felt. I can't chase the love that I had. Okay. So again, please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. For 1,600 people in the building, can we get 1,000 likes live? That would be amazing if we can get 1,000 likes live. I have more tea. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. So she was clearly running from him. And hold on, let me pull this up real quick too. To show you how he taunts. To show you how he taunts these women. We got to get into this too real quick. Show you how this is all a game to him. This is all a game. Let me just pull it up like this. Oh, let's get into this. Now, he says that Kim will go off the grid. Literally, I just want to pull this up real quick. Literally taunting this woman. So he done made a movie, and he called this movie, as we all know, right. Off the grid. Off the grid. He said that Kim would go off the grid. Notice the desert, and all of that stuff. Like, all of this is speaking. So if she will go off the grid, then those should have been really sad times, for you. The dark times that he says with Cassie, and whatnot. No, I honestly, I don't think that he has any guilt when it comes to Kim. I don't think that he has any guilt when it comes to Kim, because from what I gather, him having anything to do with her passing, he would be the reason. So you want her to gone. So I would feel like he would feel guilty about like Biggie before he would feel guilty about Kim. I really don't feel that way. And another reason why I don't feel that way is because he was hitting up Cassie immediately after Kim passed away, somebody he knew wanted no dealings with him. So he used Kim's passing as a way of bringing Cassie, someone who he was literally tormenting, back into his life. Shout out to Tiffany Willis for the super sticker. She says, thanks for keeping a smile on my face. And coffee where is that? I love it. And you shine. Oh, shout out to you, Hair Flip. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. So yeah, she is definitely talking, I feel like, from the grave. She definitely is. So yeah, I think that this is to like taunt Kim. And the reason why I was to taunt Kim is because they weren't on good terms when she passed. So this was out of anger, is how I feel with Kim's passing. I don't feel like it was just like, it's her time to go. No. And the reason why I feel that way. Let's get in it in. I'm definitely going to bring a receipt. I'm not just going to just say things, without being able to prove to you what I at least mean. So, Diddy's house where Kim Porter died, burglared. Less than a month after Sean Diddy Combs posted a tribute to the late Kim Porter on what would have been her 50th birthday, burglars broke into the home where Porter died. TMZ reports someone pried open the side door of the lake home where Combs, which Combs owns, triggering a security system. The property's caretaker discovered the break-in and said it was apparent someone had rummaged through the house. It isn't known yet if anything was taken. What do you think they were looking for? This was a month after Kim passed. So there wouldn't have been any valuables or anything there. All that stuff would have been gone already. And then again, notice how it says Diddy's home. Where Porter passed, that was supposed to be her house. Didn't Cassie state that Diddy put every place that she had was in his name? Every apartment that he got her, all of that stuff close to where he was. Same thing with Kim. Was she in a palace, a castle, or was she in a prison? You see this big, beautiful lake home. A prison. A prison. Why don't y'all think that y'all got to see Kim Porter date? Who have you seen Kim Porter date besides Aubrey Shore before Diddy? Yeah. When Aubrey Shore stated that she was hiding something and he told her to call the FBI because she was running, it was her book. There's no way Diddy would have let her write that book. No way. Because he knows that we would have all held onto Kim's every word. Every word we would have hung on to. Every word. Every single last one. We wouldn't have questioned anything she said. We wouldn't have questioned it. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like, and please subscribe if you have not already. So yeah. Who was she dating? Before Alex Fine, who y'all see Cassie dating? Besides the man that he took her from when she first came into the industry. Who have you seen her date? I haven't seen her date anyone. I'm just saying. And besides Diddy, you didn't see Kim Porter with no one. No man. No. Does that not speak, though? Because in hindsight, of course, it's not something we were thinking about then, because he can't be with everybody. Diddy started dating Cassie, stole her in 2005, 2006. Him and Kim officially broke up in 2007. And then you got to think about the other kids he was having with other women while they weren't together. Kim Porter hasn't been with Diddy since 2007. Okay? So Kim Porter knew all about Cassie, and whatnot. But she don't have any power. So whether she wanted Diddy to date somebody else or not, he was still going to do that. He was still going to do that. Because that's what he did. So she didn't have any power. You flirted somebody, you don't get to tell them who they can and can't date. I mean, you do whatever you want to do. So yeah, I'm like, what? Well, they broke up in 2007. Why was Kim Porter never public with anybody from 2007 to the time of her passing, besides Diddy? Thank you so much, Queen Sheba. She says, great job, future ex-husband. Not future ex-husband. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. So you didn't see her. I'm sure he's the baby dad. Correct, yeah, because Quincy looks just like his father. Thank you again for the super sticker. Yeah, so but yeah, the house was rummaged through, and it isn't known yet if anything was taken. So you think that it would be easy to notice that something was taken in a home like that, but nothing visibly was like gone. So the house wasn't technically robbed. It was just something specific was being looked for. And I believe it was empty information at all. Rather, it was the book itself, transcripts of the book, any information that would be backing any receipts of the book, anything like that. Like he had complete literal control over them. Even when they would go to like the doctor or anything like that, he would get whatever they went to the doctor for. He had eyes on them like no matter what. So Kim Porter, she never really did anything like on her own. Any business or property or anything that was had, Diddy's name was all over it. To keep control of her is how he did. And I don't even feel like it's something that Kim wanted. No different than Cassie. I don't feel like they wanted. So because I'm like, people kind of look at it like, okay, well, they should have just left and they shouldn't have let these things. It don't have nothing to do with that. You think Kim would have had a problem finding another wealthy man? You think somebody like Cassie will have a problem finding a wealthy man if that's what they in it for? If they're gold diggers? You don't think someone as beautiful as them, as beautiful as a Cassie, as beautiful as a Kim Porter, when she had Albie Shore was the heartthrob of his generation. When Albie Shore came out, he was the hottest thing smoking. Everybody wanted, even with the unibrow. And that's what she was with. She had to do everybody wanted. Everybody wanted Albie Shore. He was huge. And I was barely alive. I was like one. Like I was like barely alive. But how my family and hearing people how they talked about him, they're like, oh, they were in love with him. Women were obsessed with Aubrey Shore, like passing out during his performances, and he didn't even have a lot of music. Like, he didn't even have a lot of music. Yeah, so she would have had no issue if she was a gold digger, if people look at her like that. So I don't look at it as like her being a gold digger, and I don't look at it as Cassie being one either. I think that out of fear, due to how they had been hurt, that they were afraid of leaving. It didn't have anything to do. And then when they would try to leave, the repercussions, that's why when we come back later and we get into Cassie, there's plenty of pictures and whatnot of surfacing of her with busted lips and stuff like that from back in the day. And it was blamed on other things like ATV accidents and stuff like that, cracked glasses, and things like that. There's plenty of information out there, and we're going to get into it all. Oh, we absolutely are. Because again, it's a pattern behind these things. And it was kind of like Robert Sylvester, but just on a billionaire level, type of situation. It doesn't mean that you are happy where you are or that you want to be. So, and every narcissist love bombs. I mean, he even named himself Love. Every narcissist does that. So as much as they are bad people, they will show you a certain side of them that, because I mean, you just can't be evil all the time. You gotta give a person something, to feel for, to make them stay, type of situation. Because I mean, if it's just all pain, it's going to be easier for the person to want to leave. But when there's some pleasure, within there, whether it's just a good time or, you hanging out or you bring them on a red carpet, dialing them up, making them feel special and, stuff like that, just to remove that feeling again. So it's like they go back. But what makes it such a horror story is because it's different when you want this person. So when you're dating a person that is, Viv and is a narcissist and all of that stuff, when you kind of pick them, when you choose them, it's like, okay, we're, deciding to be together. I feel like it's different when someone is approaching you and telling you basically, come with me, you're mine now. Whole nother story, whole nother type of like horror, dealing with a person you despise, a person that to smile in pictures and whatnot and be with someone that you are petrified of, that you don't even want to touch you, that you don't even want touching you. You don't even want this person near you. You don't even want them near you. Go back to when he had her on the red carpet and he basically had like a leash, on her. When people speak of humiliation rituals and whatnot, that's a humiliation ritual, and whatnot, to embarrass her. And that, because to think of a person voluntarily doing this is different versus to him telling you you're going to do it. Like when he told her to shave the side of her hair, that wasn't her idea. That's not something she would. I mean, most women love their hair. Most women love their hair. They got to go through some extreme to make them want to cut it. You took a long time to grow it too. Like if it's long and healthy, and I was like, you don't want to cut it. So for him to say, you cutting your hair, and she's just like, okay. Not contemplating or deciding if this is something that she should do or not. She ain't got no choice. It's how she feel. Okay, he said, cut my hair, and whatnot. So, and he probably did that to her because he knows that she loved her hair. She probably became so numb to everything else that he's, tries to take away from her. And with her career, Kim Porter was only allowed to do certain things. Cassie, same thing. Cassie could have been a huge star. Huge. Cassie could have been massive. He stifled her career deliberately. That was on purpose. He wanted her to be known as property. Y'all know her because of me. Never giving her publishing, or anything like that. Not letting her go and perform. None of those things. Not letting her go on tours and things like that. Keeping her hip, dragging her through the mud for years. And not because it's something that she wanted to do. Not because it's something that she wanted to do, because she was being forced. She didn't have a choice. And I get what people said, there's always a choice. Not when you're afraid. Not when someone is instilling fear into you. It's a choice when you're giving options. There was no options given. There was no options given. So would there be you can't say like a person chose that. Like that doesn't even make sense. Shout out to Teresa Brown. She says, you're giving the best commentary on this topic. Barbara friend, love you too. Thank you so much for the super sweetheart. Thank you so much. Yes, and Cassie was very talented. Very talented. She was dancing. I mean, people would have eaten her up, but he made it so that she could not. She could not. But see, I could say the same thing about crustacean. I could say the same thing about a Lego Lexus. I could say the same thing, but just because those people aren't necessarily talented to me doesn't mean that they're not going to be talented to other people. So just because we may not have been like huge Cassie fans, or anything like that, it doesn't mean that other people wouldn't have been like diehard fans of hers. And when because she still has a bunch of fans, and it's just basically like 2 songs. Got a Long Way to Go, and It's Me and You. So people still, they hear dun 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 dun, bare minimum talent singing over that track, and it was a hit. It's Me and You is a hit. Got a Long Way to Go is a hit. Those are hit songs. They really are. I mean, if you play either one, a hit song, you play it in a club and everybody on the dance floor. You play It's Me and You right now, the dance floor is going to fill up. It's going to, especially like I'm like my generation, like 90s babies and stuff like that. Oh, we're gonna be on the floor. 90s, early 2000 babies. Oh, it's me and you. Now it's a hit. Right? Rather you looked at it as like, oh, well, no, she sung bare minimum, and none of that matters. Girl, it's a hit. Like it is a hit record. So it is. You play that song right now, I'ma dance. I know every letter. I mean every word. From beginning to end. I know the whole song. That's a hit. It is. I gotta give her that. So if he would have let her keep going, who knows what other hits she would have established? Who knows? It's Me and You was a hit and Got a Long Way to Go. Both of those songs are hit songs. Like they were big. So she was at the top of the charts. Cassie was everywhere. Like she was huge when she came out. She's racially ambiguous, so like she appeals to all audiences, and all of that. Beautiful girl, easy on the eyes, cute little two-step, and whatnot. She was a star. You call her a one-hit wonder. You call all of that. She's a solidified household name because of those songs. So, shout out to Cassie. But I think that she would have kept going. Am I still froze? Yeah, YouTube been acting weird. It's been doing some really weird things. I don't know if they're changing things or updating things, but I just try to keep pushing because I hate to just sit there like, am I like? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's very annoying. So I just try to keep going. But yeah, they've been real weird. But I don't know. Maybe they're getting it together. But yeah. So shout out to Cassie. But Diddy held her back deliberately. That was on purpose. He did not want her to excel because that's as soon as he seen her, he know what he wanted to do. Like Aubrey O'Day. Aubrey O'Day, please shut the fuck up. Aubrey, please shut the up. Girl. I've been trying to tell y'all. How you gonna tell us something that you literally like forced yourself to be a part of? You forced yourself in the fold. The other women, they had no choice. You wanted to be there. That's why you could probably speak of it because there wasn't nothing that happened to you that you didn't want to happen. This coming from the same girl that was sleeping with President Trump's son, knowing he married. He had the whole inaugural and everything sitting next to his wife, but you sleeping with him. Shut the up. It's women like you, just like you, that give a hard name for real women that's going through real things, like Cassie, Kim Porter, people like that. You're one to talk. I'm like, Aubrey O'Day, please shut the up. No, we want this to be a clean campaign so that we could take him down the right way. We don't need people like you that's going to make it fuzzy. Like, shut the up. Girl, please. Girl, shut up. Like, oh, she get on my nerves. I'm like, oh, you let her find a way. Like, I know what's going down at those Diddy parties. They be real weird. All that. Because you were one of those people. You're considered old now. You're considered old now. So, girl, the young girls, like how you were when you first started going to the parties, a willing participant, you ain't one of the girls that wanted to leave. And no, you wanted to be there. So it's like, girl, please. The other ones were there against their will. You were there willingly. Was how you was there. And still fell flat on your face. Still fell flat on your face. All of those peens later. And look at you. Girl, please. Y'all go back and pay attention to when Danny Kane broke up. And shout out to Danny Kane because we could do a story on Danny Kane too. Danny Kane broke up because of Aubrey. Because of the special privilege that Diddy was giving her because of the stuff that she was doing behind the scenes. Aubrey, tell the truth. You was in that meeting smelling yourself and you pissed Diddy off during that meeting because you just feel like you can do what you want to do because you have tea. You feel like you can do what you want to do. And he had to trump you in that room and show you that you cannot. None of the other girls was doing what you were doing. Girl, please. What he did to D Woods was not right. What he did to Dawn was not right. What he did to Andrea was not right. What he did to Shannon was not right. But you're the devil junior, baby devil. Baby devil. Girl, you're evil. Like, so stop it. Like, I'm like, girl, please. That's why D Woods coming forward and saying that Cassie is brave, you know, and all of this stuff. I'm proud of D Woods. D Woods don't say nothing. She pretty much left the industry because of Diddy. Same thing with Andrea. Andrea flew out of Hollywood. She ran. Girl, please. He treated the band like that because he didn't want nobody in the group, including Sarah. He didn't want her. She was too old. She was too old. That's why he had them walk with you. He would have never did that to Danny DeCane. He would have never did that to Danny DeCane. Ever. See, they ain't walk for no cheesecake. He made everybody in the band walk with cheesecake because they all ugly. He wanted to sleep with Babs. He ain't want Chopper. He ain't want Frederick. The only person he wanted is who he got, Dyline. Dyline got to do what he wants to do. Dyline was on probation. Diddy helped him get off probation and all of this so he could travel and go to... But everybody else got to walk cheesecake. You know, and all of it, like, he didn't treat Dyline bad. No, he did not. He treated Dyline, but Dyline got treated better than anybody. If you go back and watch he loved Dyline, and the weird part about it was Dyline was the least favorite in the group. Chopper, Babs, even Sarah, all of them, Dylan was last in popularity. So you think the star of the group is treated the best. Dylan wasn't the star. No bull. Dylan wasn't the star. Dylan was who Diddy was attracted to. That's all. That's it. When he picked the bands, just like Danny DeCane, there was nobody in that group that he didn't want to sleep with. Dominique, on the show Making the Band with Danny DeCane, was the best singer in that house. They didn't pick a better singer than her, and she did not make the group because he didn't want to sleep with her. He didn't want her. Otherwise, she would have made it. He didn't find her attractive because she was the best singer there, and she wasn't the best dancer, but she could have worked on it. I mean, look at Michelle in Destiny's Child. She didn't fail on stage, all of that stuff. You know, she's not the best dancer, but she learned. She got better. You know, so it would have been the same thing with Dominique. She was the best singer. Like, no one in that house could hold a candle to Dominique. That was my girl. And I watched that show every single day. And Dominique was my girl. I'm like, wow, that voice. She sung Deborah Cox. Nobody's supposed to be here. If you know the song, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, by Deborah Cox, Dominique slaughtered it. You would have thought that Deborah was that singing it herself. It was amazing. It was amazing. And even moved Diddy. He almost started crying. Because she hit that note. She hit that note. Oh, she absolutely did. And she did not make it. I'm like, how could you make a group without her? I'm like, how could you not pick her? Like, I was like, oh. And she was a dark-skinned girl, you know, so he, you know, to a certain degree. So yeah, so shout out to people like Dawn, and all of the other members of Danny DeCane, everybody except Aubrey. Like, yeah, Aubrey, like, girl, you should be the last person talking because everything is a game to her. Like she said, I saw the interview of her with Caitlyn from Teen Mom on OnlyFans. And when they were talking about, Aubrey's, oh yeah, I asked Biggie's mom who him. I asked Suge Knight who Tupac. Look at her slut. Aubrey, it's very disrespectful if you asked Biggie's mom who the do you I said, what the is wrong with her? You don't know that woman? And you didn't know Biggie. Let's not, you weren't even born. Were you even born? I'm like, were you even born? That's a disrespectful question to walk up to a woman and say, hey, who killed your kid? Like, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, you, gross. And then she said she asked Suge about Tupac. And then Caitlin asked her, so did they answer? She says, yeah. Yeah, out of this. I'm like, is this a game to you or what? Is this like a clout chase? Because and then she wanna, you go, Cassie. Out of like, girl, go sit down somewhere. You're diluting it. you're go get away. Because I cannot. I'm like, that's hella disrespectful. To say to someone's mother, like, you didn't even know him. So I'm like, but you think that you can do that? So again, this is proof. And we can go over this a little bit more. Kimora Lee Simmons went to the home when Kim Porter had passed away. Now, I bring up Kimora Lee Simmons to say this. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. I bring her up. I think we're almost at 1K likes. Shout out to all of you. Y'all are so lit. Thank y'all for all of the likes and the super stickers and commenting. And all of that. I love you guys. So I bring up Kimora because Kimora, when Kim Porter passed away, continuously requested that Kim's Porter case be reopened. She did not feel like her cause of death was the truth. She always felt that a second look would be necessary because she just didn't feel like she didn't pass because of that. She didn't pass because of that. Like, y'all need to reopen that. So she's always been there for Kim, and I believe that she knows everything that was going on. With this news coming out with Cassie, Kimora Lee put up a post stating that you reap what you sow. Obviously, she's talking about Diddy. Kimora Lee and Kim Porter were friends for a very long time. Look at this. I mean, these are basically teenage girls in this photo. You know, I mean, they were extremely close. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than coming from that age to, growing up and, having children and getting married and divorced and all that stuff and going through all of that with that person and whatnot. And look at everything Kimora was going through with Russell. Or look at everything she was going through with Russell. Kim knew everything. Kim Porter knew everything that was going on with her and Russell. You don't think Kimora knows what's going on? What went on with her and Diddy, with Kim and Diddy? Kimora knows everything. She knows everything. They were best friends, sisters. Beyond that, they were so close, they lived by each other. That's how close they were. They were so close, they were damn near neighbors. That's why when Kim passed away, Kimora and her daughter Aoki, they went over there immediately. She didn't have to fly in or drive from it. No. She drove right over there. She went right straight to Kim's house to check on her. And, while she stood outside, she said it just kept dawning on her that Kim was not going to come out that house. And she cried for days, weeks. She was really, really hurt. You could tell. She was hurt. How are people saying that Diddy was hurt when Diddy went and met up with Cassie right after Kim Porter passed away? I believe it may have been the same day. I believe. I'm going to look that up and we'll talk about that when we come back live today. But I believe that it was the same day Kim Porter passed away. He tricked Cassie into coming to see him and forced himself upon her at her place. So how are you heartbroken about what just happened to this woman, Kim, if it was an accident Yet you over here are wording this girl. And your kid's mom just passed. Like, what? I believe he was using Kim as an example to Cassie. I believe he was using that as a do what I say or else. You see what happened to her. I believe that situation was to instill fear. I don't believe, you know, because she was going against what he wanted. And I believe it was this tell-all that she was writing. And I don't believe Kim wanted it to be anonymous. I think that she wanted her name all over it because she wanted the truth to be out there. I think she was just trying to break free. And if he had been doing this to Kim since the 90s, why wouldn't he have been doing the same thing to Cassie since 2005? That's mad confusing. Like mad confusing. So no sound. What do you mean? I believe that he's definitely was doing this to her. Kim is I'm not going to say Kim is the first victim. I think there's victims before Kim, but I think that Kim and Cassie were the longest, the ones who stood the test of time, basically. I also want to get into how Kim Porter, how sad she was. She lived a very sad life. Yes, Mace been saying this. Yes, thank y'all. Thank y'all for putting credible people that aren't on medication. And if they are on medication, they will be taking it. Thank y'all for putting logical people, sane people, credible people into the chat. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. Thank y'all for putting people that aren't known liars, aren't public liars, have not been threatened with lawsuits and whatnot for lying. And because they've stated public knowledge, public information, you state that they're right. That literally makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. You can say Diddy was right, or Diddy. Mace was right. You can say Shine was right. You can say Lil Kim was right. You can say Mary J. Blige was right. You can say Faith Evans was right. You all of those people I'm completely fine with. You could say Kimora Lee was right. You could say that. You could say I'll Be Sure was right. Correct. You can say all of those people were right. You can, but you're not going to come in here and tell us that a psychopath, a delusional, unmedicated white warrant haver is correct. That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, thank you. Gene Deal was right. Gene Deal didn't sleep with none of his family, none of his in-laws, or none of that. Gene Deal didn't sleep with his brother's wife, you know, or none of that, and feel like it was justifiable. And you know, thank y'all for naming sane people. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank y'all for putting in credible sources. Thank you. Not known liars. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Y'all are the truth. Y'all are the truth. Yeah, we're not gonna put weirdos. Right, Corinne, Superhead, correct. Credible. Loon, thank you. Credible source. Only credible sources. Yeah, we don't do known public liars. We absolutely do not. Absolutely not. No, we don't do known liars. You can't come in here and tell me Crustacean was right about anything. You don't get to come in here and say Krishan was right. Okay. Yeah, she's a known liar. She wasn't correct about it. You know, no. Exhibit, correct. 50 Cent. You know, people like that. Absolutely. 50 Cent been coming at Diddy for years, the Lord. He absolutely has. He's been calling him out for a lot of stuff for years. Correct, 50 Cent, Andre Harrell. Gays. Yes, biggest daughter, correct. Yes, yes. I'm all for credible sources, people that are not known liars, that are not refusing to take their medication. You know, I'm all for that. Cameron, yes. Wendy, then, then, girl, yes. Credible. Thank y'all. 112, yes. The game, yes. Faith, yes. We said Faith, my girl, yes. Right now, Farnsworth Billy, he come out and say anything, I'm gonna believe him too. Credible, not known liars that watch other people's YouTube videos and yeah, because they're not reading anything. That's giving them too much credit. But my girl, yeah, correct. Young Jock, yes. Total, Jada Kiss, yes. Thank y'all. Day 26, yes. Credible people, yes. Not failures, yes. Not industry losers. Not industry ain't never made it nowhere. It's not a person that don't own their own name. Not the police don't come tell me nothing that somebody homeless is saying unless they are a credible source. Girl, please. Like, girl, go take that over there with that psycho. Girl, please. Y'all believe anything. anything. Like they don't bring no receipts, they don't bring anything, they just talk. And because you had a flopped album back in the day that went double aluminum foil, girl, it went double aluminum foil, and no one in the industry speaks of you at all. No one. It's like you were never there. Girl, please. You don't came forward and lied on how many people. Girl, please. Not did it blew up the car. I have a video on here of the whole police report to Arizona PD about the car being exploded and that the insurance company was contacted. Diddy name ain't nowhere on it. Gerald's is, but Diddy's name is nowhere on it. So like y'all are weird. Like go to the psycho. Like don't bring that psycho over here. Like we're good. Credible only. I will look and say anything when y'all send me stuff. I will look and say anything someone that has credibility has said. No known or public lot, none of them. Correct, no unfits. So girl, yes, we would do none of that. Okay, we're at our hour and a half mark. Thank y'all so much for being here. Over 1,800 people, almost 1,900 people in the building. Oh my goodness. I love you guys. So we will be coming back later in a couple hours. Not even. Yeah, we'll be back soon. We're gonna hop on to coffee for a little bit, and then after we leave coffee, we'll come back over here. Okay, and we'll get into part 2. We're gonna get more into Cassie. There's so much other stuff that we need to get into, and I know it's a lot. So I'm trying to give it to y'all in doses instead of just dropping it all on you because it's a lot of information. So I'm trying to, do it in a way to where we could keep up, so that y'all can be like, oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. So yeah, so I love you guys. Thank y'all again so much for being here. Let me shout y'all out for these cash apps. I really appreciate them. Thank you. Shout out to Low Key. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for the cash app. My sweetheart, I love you. Thank you. Shout out to Tamika. Thank you so much, Tamika. Thank you. And shout out to Ernestine as well. Thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I love you guys. So we will be back later. I hope you guys join us. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Thank y'all for getting us 1K likes in this live. 1K live likes. Thank y'all so much. I love you guys. We will be on coffee in about 20 minutes here, and then we will be back over here on YouTube because there's just so much information. So I will see y'all later. I hope you join me until the next show. Bye.